Let's see if we can get this lower shock unbolted. We got some new shocks coming, be here tomorrow. We thought we'd get a head start and get them off this afternoon. We got the other side off. See how hard this one's going to be. Alright, it's trying to turn. Get this nut holder on this side. We'll even see how bad these shocks are when we get them off. Get that off. Well, that came out a whole lot easier than I expected. Sometimes that happens. Now we just gotta go get the top side undone. Now we got the front top of it undone. Let's see if we can lift this thing out of here. Without getting dirt all in our eyes out here. Oh, it's got a little pressure on it. Alright, let's get a pry bar. The other side didn't have to use a pry bar. Well, that worked out easier. Got that out. Well, we're back under the Suburban again. We got our new shocks that we're going to put on. If y'all have used these kind, y'all tell me what you think about them. They're a Bilstein 4600 for a four-wheel drive. And we got to shove it up into that hole in the top of it. See it up there? We got to go up there. I don't know if I'm going to get that on camera, but we're going to set you up right over here where you can kind of see a little bit of it. Trying to fish it through there. There you go. You can see a little bit. New bushing on there and our washer on there. Let's see if we can fish this up in the hole without getting too much in our eyes. Alright. Now we just got to compress the shock. Alright. You know, that's harder done than said. Let's see if I can. Gotta get this pry bar over on the other side. There we go. Let's see if we can get that bolt started in it. Oh, we did. Now if we can get it through this side. Look at that. Don't y'all like laying upside down working on this stuff? I brought me a pillow. Don't see my pillow? That box works good as a pillow. I don't know, can y'all see that? Right there? Okay, we're going to put it with this side down. So you can see we need to get that thing centered. Let's see what size this is. The other one was a 15. Let's see if this one's a 15. That's a lock washer. We're gonna get the electric gun and see if we can run that down. Looks like next on our list today is to change oil in the Suburban. The little warning thing came on. It's time to change it. I think it's been about a year and about 7,000 miles. That's about all we drive it. If you don't change your own oil, don't do it on a regular basis. Go ahead and keep taking it where you're doing it, unless you have the place to do it and the tools to do it with. So you can see I can turn the camera out here. I've already got my filter. This one takes a 1042. The Wix number is a 51042. And I like Wix filters or Napa filters. Napa filters are made by Wix. These are the best filters you can buy on the market. There ain't much better on it. I've got my little filter removal wrench here to get here. And of course I got me a drain bucket to catch my oil and something to wipe my hands off with. So we're going to get this pushed under here and get this drained. Get about 6 quarts of oil out of it. As you can see, my drain bucket, this old refrigerator just keeps on giving. We're going to use this as a drain bucket. I've used it for years. So this Frigidaire refrigerator is still paying off. Let's get under this truck. Alright, we're under our Suburban. As you can see, we got it up on some ramps, so we got it pretty safe. And that's the main thing. You got to be safe when you're working on your cars and stuff. Got my drain bucket. Now hard. It's going to make a mess. I know it. Let's see if we can make as little mess as possible. Let's see how tight I tightened it last time. Oh goodness. I guess I tightened it pretty tight. Yep. Somebody tightened that tight. It wasn't gonna leak. Alright. Wind quit blowing for a minute. Don't drop the... There we go. I meant to say don't drop the drain plug. Got a little bit on the concrete, but I can wash that off. And I use a full synthetic oil. On the bottle it says it can go 10,000, but I change it between 7 and 8. I think we can go ahead and loosen our filter while that's sitting there draining. Oh, come on, yeah, just blew it all over the place. Nope, that didn't take much. We're not going to take that off the rest of the way until we get all this oil drained out. The wind's just going to keep making a mess. Starting to drip a little bit. Like I said, it's not the best wind conditions. I almost need a board up here to block the wind. Oh, of course. Everybody likes to get nasty oil all over them. There we go. Drop that in the bucket. Well, I still made a little mess on the concrete today. But it's mostly the wind's fault. First, you got to make sure your gasket didn't stick. If your gasket sticks, the new one's going to leak. Put a little oil on the gasket. And put it up there hand tight. Of course, I got so much oil in my hand, I can't tighten it. Alright, I think it's time to stop that from dripping everywhere. Click, it's tight. Wipe everything off. We don't like it dripping and Our case out here in the country, sand sticking to everything. That looks pretty good. Let's make sure we got that filter tight. Alright, that ought to be pretty tight. Now to get our bucket out of here that we made a mess with and fill it back up with oil. Well, now that we got the filter changed and the drain plug back in, we're going to pour some oil in this and see if we can do it with the wind will leave us alone a little bit. Now my funnel's getting pretty old, so that's probably going to be the next thing on it. As long as I pour it slow, it does okay. And that filter is clean inside. Don't worry about it. We've had this Suburban for a few years. It comes in handy. Tell you what, when you're going to the grocery store or feed, instead of taking a truck, you can put it in the back of this Suburban and keep all the rain out of it. Really works out good. This one's got a lot of miles on it, but it was well kept by the previous owner. I'm only the second owner of it, and I try to keep good care of it. All the regular maintenance and everything. But we're going to finish adding oil to it, get it checked, make sure it's where it needs to be, and start the engine and be sure, and we're going to keep a record of it, put it in our logbook, and then we're going to be all done. Then on to the next project for today. Well, we got the oil changed. That's all finished now. We're going to take care of one other maintenance item while we're here. We're going to put some fresh brake fluid in this thing. We're going to suck all this old fluid out and put some fresh in it. That helps keep your system clean. Now, the main thing about brake fluid, you do not want to get it on paint. It will take the paint off. So you got to be very careful with it. And just pouring the clean brake fluid here will circulate through the whole system. You can have them flushed at one of your oil change places. It's a good idea to do it occasionally. I wouldn't do it every time I change oil for sure, probably about once every 100,000 miles. Just depends how picky you are about your maintenance. Let's see if we can pour this in here without making too big of a mess with the wind. Almost need a piece of cardboard there on the side. There we go. I don't know if y'all can see my arm in the way. It's got a min and max over here on the side, just get it over to the max level. I'd say there, you can see it right there. Right where it needs to be. You can see that almost took a full quart. Ain't much left in it. And that makes another maintenance item marked off the list. Won't have to worry about for a while.